So what are we expecting today? We know that the police commissioner is going to be there this morning as well.
Well, indeed, Gareth, it is quite a momentous day here at the Union Buildings as the police today have set aside a day to really remember those men and women in blue who have paid the ultimate price in the line of duty. And of course, we have seen some of the family members arriving here this morning. We are going to be honoring about 34 of those police officers who died in the last financial year. And of course, this is an annual event that is held by the police, really paying tribute and honoring those men in blue. And of course, it comes at a time when the world and the country is in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, it hasn't been quite an easy year for South Africans, but also the police who've really been at the front lines in terms of enforcing COVID-19 compliance to ensure that people are safe and that they do adhere to those COVID-19 regulations. And of course, some of them have also lost their life through COVID-19. So it is going to be a program that will be officiated by President Cyril Ramaphosa. We're expecting speeches from the National Commissioner as well as the Minister of Police as well as the President himself, who will deliver the keynote address. But to speak further about this day and what really it means for the police, I'm joined now by the National Commissioner, General Khehla Sitole. Thank you for your time, General. Let's start here. The significance of this day, what does it mean to you as the police?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think firstly it is a memorial, but while at the same time it's an emotional day for members of the South African Police Service. But it's a day on which we are proud. When we look at the past and where our members has displayed patriotism, displayed loyalty and live by the turnaround vision slogan of the organization. So that makes us very proud of them.
But one would say, Commissioner, that one death is one too many, and we're speaking here of 34 police officers that have died. Isn't this concerning? And what seems to be behind the police killings in the country?
Yeah, it is very much concerning, and obviously it's the killing is one of the criminal modus operandi to make sure that they frustrate and traumatize the service so that they can be able to proceed with their activities. So what is a concern from us is that obviously criminals are from within our communities, and we therefore want communities to join hands with us so that we root out these criminals other than them coming for us in the police. But at the same time, we are also looking at strengthening the criminal justice value chain so that we eradicate all of those criminals. But it is very much concerning. The number is too high. But within, we've also enhanced our police safety strategy.
But one would say, General, that it's not really effective because, we have seen it being launched, but police are still dying. We're talking of high numbers of deaths within the police. Why is this strategy not, giving the results that it should be?
Yeah, look, there's various factors. I cannot say it is not effective, but there's a whole set of factors that you need to look into. Firstly, they are policing a violent society. If you look at our international ranking on violence, I think we're rated number 5 in the world. But then secondly, there's also environmental design factors which they are facing every day when they are doing their duties. We are also still trying to make a call to the criminal justice system so that we can strengthen the sentencing and making sure that we send a strong criminal justice message.
And police have not obviously been in the news always for the right reasons. We have seen police coming under fire for the way in which they handled the unrest that took place here in the country. As a national commissioner, are you ashamed of the police response to the unrest that we saw in the country?
I'm not necessarily ashamed about the police response. Look, every situation that occurs is a learning experience to you. All I would say is that at the beginning, we were not effective enough. But as the unrest unfolded, I think police came out and we stopped quite a lot of those we effected, some arrests under the same circumstances. And at the present moment, we are working towards improving. That is our situation. But also remember, there was a resource handicap that contributed to this.
And General, are we going to see any heads roll for those who failed to execute their duties?
Look, in whatever situation crops up in the police service, we always commission internal investigations where necessary. And if it's also warranted by the situations, we also commission criminal investigations. But I cannot say to you now that heads are going to roll, but I can only...
Why, General? Yeah.
No, I can only promise to you that where it is necessary for us to commission some internal processes, that is going to happen. But remember, at the moment, the President has announced an inquiry into the matter. So we will wait for that inquiry to unfold.
And the issue of police brutality, of course, again has reared its ugly head earlier this year with the killing of a bystander, Mthokozi Sintumba. What are you doing as police to ensure that there's proper training of police in the force? Because, it speaks to training, General.
Firstly, we have reviewed our training curriculums. I think there was several recommendations by the panel of experts from the Marikana Commission. We've reviewed our training and we have trained quite a lot of members in terms of the new curriculum. But I don't want us to draw a conclusion that the shooting or killing of a bystander would always amount to brutality. It all depends on the situation that prevails. And sometimes people who are killed, you will find later that they were not necessarily killed by the police.
Okay, let's speak about you, General. Of course, there's been speculation that you and the minister don't quite seem eye to eye. What is your relationship like with Minister Khehla? Is there any tension between the two of you?
Our relationship is professionally okay and average. And remember, we don't have any other relationship except the relationship prescribed by legislation. And in terms of those legislation, our professional relationship is normal. The minister himself has also confirmed there is no tension between me and him. There might be a difference of understanding in terms of the interpretation of the law. But remember, it is my responsibility to advise the minister about the implementation of policies and legislation in the service.
And then just finally, an update on the Bapita Dwokaram murder. We did hear the minister saying that there were 2 arrests. Is there an update in terms of the arrest in this particular case?
Yeah, look, when it comes to arrests, we will not disclose the investigation process part. But as soon as the arrest is effected, then we will inform the public. But we've put all efforts, and I confirm what the minister has indicated. We are very close. But as soon as we've executed it, we'll confirm it.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. That was the National Police Commissioner, Khehla Sitole, speaking to us there. Of course, the event itself is expected to start at 10 o'clock this morning, and the families as well as the ministers and the president expected to lay wreaths in remembrance of those men and women, as well as police reservists who died in the line of duty. Of course, it is going to be quite an emotional day for the families who are going to really, have to, relive the death of their loved ones, their wounds. Today, of course, will be reopened as they pay tribute to the selfless service that these police and reservists have put in the fight for a better South Africa and in the fight against crime.